We're good? All right, hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Dr. Schilling from Secoya Health, bringing this week's Wednesday Wellness Minutes. And at the behest of many people, I'm going to try and slow down. I tend to talk really fast. I don't know how my excitability will come across, my enthusiasm, but I'm going to try and calm it down. Today, we're going to be talking about warts. And fortunately, I do not have any. But at a time in my life when I was younger, I did. And a lot of people do. This is inspired by someone near and dear to me that I know that is being challenged by this particular thing right now. But the good thing is you can overcome it. And what you want to appreciate is that a lot of people are faced with this, and if you have it, you're not alone. It's very common. It's a common virus that we have in our bodies. So we want to understand how we can balance our immune system and help our body overcome this particular stress. If you know anything about viruses, once they're in your body, they're in your body. They're called an obligate intracellular parasite. So they have to live in your cells and hijack your DNA to replicate and make more of themselves. And then they break that cell and they go off and find other hosts and they create more. What is helpful is when your immune system can actually keep them under wraps. When your immune system is strong enough and it's unburdened and can actually keep these viruses under wraps, if you will. What we're going to talk about is not necessarily the wart itself, because the wart itself is a symptom of something else. What we're going to talk about is some simple things you can do in order to help yourself recover faster and prevent them from ever coming back in the future. If you've ever been to a medical doctor for treatment of a wart or any skin lesion, they're typically going to use some type of cryotherapy. They do have new systems where they actually inject yeast. It's a candida. They actually take a needle and they inject it into the wart. And their theory is that it's going to cause the immune system to identify that candida and then go attack it, and in the process break down the wart. I know plenty of people who have had it done. Some have had marginal benefits, some have had no benefits at all. It's a novel concept, getting the immune system to act on something. The challenge is you already have candida in your body. It's not like it's a foreign invader. Your body has it. So it's not necessarily going to say, oh, look over here, this guy's not supposed to be here. What you want to appreciate is that your body is going to try and balance all of your microbiomes, but if you have stress in your body that's a chronic, unrelenting infection that won't go away, it's going to keep sort of, imagine if you've ever been in a pool, someone that tries to hold your head underwater, right? When you have a chronic, unrelenting infection, your body is, or your immune system rather, is trying to gasp for air, and yet something is holding it down. In the case of a wart, it is a virus. Okay? It's the condylomata family, a condylomata accumulata, or things like that. And when your body works on viruses, it works in families. So if you think of, so I brought up some examples, Epstein-Barr virus and cytomegalovirus. These are both in the herpes family. And I guess we could stack on herpes simplex there as well. So these are in a family of viruses, the herpes family. They have different names based on what they do, but in the end, what you want to appreciate is that these viruses are in our bodies. You're not going to get sneezed on and pick this up. You've probably had it since birth, probably got it from mom if you did vaginal birth, and you probably got it from the hospital if you did a C-section. So these aren't the problem. It's the immune system's inability to adapt to them, and its inability to get a stronghold back in the system and help them heal. This particular one is called human papilloma. There are ones that cause cervical cancer, throat cancer, lesions like warts and stuff like that. So again, this is a family of warts, a family. So you can balance a lot of the body and the immune system and give the immune system the skills it needs by using something that's going to address the family rather than saying, this one virus is the bad actor. What I can tell you in our practice, we've seen people that have other viral stresses in their body that limit the immune system and then allow another virus like the human papillomavirus to be a problem. So there's no guarantee that just because you have a wart lesion that it's actually the problem, that it's just a symptom. It's a symptom that your body cannot do anything in retaliation to what's going on in the body. So what we do is help you find the root cause, like what is causing the immune system to be so weak that it can't balance the virus that's causing the skin lesion wherever it is on your body. So whether you use human papilloma, herpes simplex, EBV, CMV, stuff like that, all can be beneficial. It just depends on what your issue is, and in order to get you the specificity you need in order to balance your immune system. So all that aside, we just figure out what it is. So almost anytime there's a skin lesion, we think of two predominant areas, either the digestive system with leaky gut or congestion in the liver. Your skin is your largest organ that you can see. Your fascia is actually even bigger, but you don't see the fascia. When your body cannot process toxins out through the liver, through the bowels, through the kidneys and things like that, it pushes it out through the skin. So it will push it out through the skin on the face, skin on the arms, legs, anywhere on your body. It's a gigantic organ. So what you want to appreciate is that you want to back up and say, where is my root cause coming from? Is it a viral stress in the liver? Is it leaky gut in the small intestine? Is it something like that? That's what we help you find. We're going to focus on liver because liver is a really big challenge for a lot of people. So I have up here some tools, some topical and some non-topical. These are non-topical, of course. These are homeopathics with the actual DNA of the viruses in there. So we administer those on a specific schedule that will help you overcome your challenge. But if we want to look at things you can put on the skin, we talked about the candida injections into the warts to help them heal faster. As we mentioned before, you can go get them burnt off, the cryotherapy. Some they use, I think, as liquid nitrogen or something. They put a cup and it's kind of frothing over, and you basically take a Q-tip out and you literally, it's so cold that it burns the skin and the wart. And what their hope is that it burns deep enough that it gets to the root of it. If you don't ever address the root cause, the virus, you could burn them off all day long. You can inject candida all day long. So you need to get the immune system strong enough. You need to make sure the gut health is strong, the liver health is strong, because both of those have their own immunity, their own immune systems. If you're looking at the liver, medicinal mushrooms like Ganoderma lucidum, reishi mushroom, and things like that. Other things like that can support. You can use some lysine for things like cold sores and things like that. It's going to help suppress viruses. Smart silver, we use purified silver. We can use vitamin C. High-dose vitamin C can help suppress that. But you need to find your balance. You don't want to willy-nilly start packing on the vitamin C hoping you're going to suppress a virus when you don't really know what you're doing. You don't really know what you're suppressing. From an external standpoint, we can do things like what are called castor oil packs. So basically you take a cotton flannel and you put castor oil on there, and then you would probably take some type of HCl, hydrochloric acid, and you'd sprinkle it on there. And if need be, you could use some oregano oil. And you would literally pack over the liver. And what it does is it's a process of driving things into the skin, and it literally acts as almost like an osmotic pull where it pulls garbage out of your liver, and it's going to enhance your detoxification. So castor oil packs are a fantastic one. We learned really quickly when my wife was trying to get induced, they actually give this to you to try and induce pregnancy, which is fantastic because it tastes horrible. Castor oil tastes not good. Another way to clean out the liver is everybody's favorite, the coffee colonic. You have your bucket and your coffee, and we use some Mediterranean sea salt to calm down the spasms in the colon and stuff like that. But this will flush out your liver faster than anything that I have ever seen in my life and is known to man that I'm aware of. This will boost your glutathione by 400%. Glutathione S transferase and reductase is going to boost your detoxification ability. It's your most powerful antioxidant that we're aware of at this point. That may be found out something different later. So these are two great things to help draw toxins out of the liver and flush toxins out of the liver. Okay? You can use things like liver ND and things like that, which are going to soften the material in the liver and help balance that. But ultimately, you need to figure out what the immune stress is. So we use the things like the Ganoderma lucidum and other medicinal mushrooms and things like that that are going to help your immune system in the liver specifically balance out. A couple things you want to appreciate before we get to the skin topical stuff is when you think of liver, pardon me, think of starvation complexes, think of territorial complexes or conflicts. So if there's a starvation conflict, you're not getting what you need, and that could be food, it could be shelter, clothing, something more less obvious would be love, attention, validation, things like that. So if you feel like you're being starved or you feel like something's missing in your life, that can be a big issue with the starvation complex in liver. Territorial conflicts between spouses can happen. Territorial conflicts between teammates, siblings, just about anywhere. There can be a territorial conflict. So what you want to appreciate is there can be neuroemotional, and there almost exclusively is neuroemotional stresses related to the liver. Each one of these, everything in your body has some type of connection with the brain. So you always want to understand what is the connection between the organ system and the brain, what is the unresolved conflict, how do I go about addressing that, okay? So getting to the topical, some people soak warts or other skin lesions in apple cider vinegar. So this is not a bottle of apple cider vinegar, this is a capsule of apple cider vinegar, dehydrated. This is ACV, apple cider vinegar. Some people put oregano oil on there. As we talked about, they do skin injections with candida, fungus, and they also do the cryotherapy. One of the things I'm pretty fond of for just about anything skin is called biocidin. It's an herbal tincture that is very good at breaking down things like the microbiome. So even on a wart, there's actually, it has its own microbiome. Some people with eczema or other like psoriasis, stuff like that, it has its own microbiome. There's its own little colonies of things in there. And biocidin is one of the most powerful things that I know of to apply to the skin to make rapid changes. In certain cases, these things are so like embedded in the tissues and so entracted that it is going to take some more invasive things like, actually freezing them off. But you don't want to do that until you are confident that your immune system has what it needs in order to dominate that virus, and you're not going to have to go back and get it done again, right? Because that virus is never leaving your body, but until you train your body to deal with this type of virus with some type of more advanced care, then it's potentially going to come back, especially if you're not addressing the conflict in your life that's causing it to be in the first place. So identify the conflict, boost the immune system, clean out the liver and the gut, then treat topically. Okay? So it's really important. You don't want to try to put the cart before the horse and like, that thing is unsightly, I'm going to go get burnt off. And then next thing you know, it crops up in the same spot or 3-4 of them around it, or wherever, right? So depending on where you get it, it's like toes. Toes and fingers are like inability to let go, inability to hold on to. Hands, if you have them on the hands, inability to grasp or inability to let go. Feet are unsteady, inability to follow in someone else's footsteps and things like that. So if you have a stress related to a certain part of your body, there is an explanation of why it happens on that part of your body. Even to the extent where there's cervical tissues or perianal tissues or the vulva around the vaginal canal. All these tissues, there's always an explanation. External genitalia, there's an explanation of why it shows up somewhere on your body. If you need to know, just send us an email and say, why do I have this here? And we'll be able to give you some insights. It won't be the full story of what's going on with you, but we'll be able to help you understand why it, at least in part, is showing up in that part of your body. Okay? So just to recap, immune system boosting, topical skin solutions, topical liver support. You can do castor oil packs over the abdomen as well, abdominal area, but the abdomen as well. That's going to help drive different things within the digestive system. Depending on what you have going on in there, people are really fond of these for parasitosis, so you have parasites in the gut. You can put the oregano oil and HCl on there and actually drive them from the space between your abdominal wall and back into the digestive system, at which point you would have an active parasite balancer or killer in there, whatever you choose to use. So clean up the liver, help it detox, balance the immune system, and apply some topical juice, if you will. All right? Point in the comments below if you have some type of wonder home remedy that other people can benefit from as far as how to get rid of these things. From a topical standpoint, we already know that if you don't address the underlying emotional and immune system issues, it's going to come back at some point. So if you have something to share, please share it with our active participant population. It's a mouthful. Because everybody can benefit from your experiences, and even if it's an old wives' tale and you heard about Grammy doing something with your cousin, it doesn't matter. What's important to know is that people can benefit from your experiences, and I like to take the old saying of we all get ahead, we all get a little help. Oh, wait, we all get by with a little help from our friends, if I could spit that out. I like to change it to we all get ahead with a little help from our friends. So we can all get ahead faster and healthier and feel better and enjoy life more when we work together. So please share your comments below. Let us know what you'd like us to comment on. We're here for you, here to serve you. We're here to provide information that's beneficial for you in order for you to feel empowered and overcome your health challenges so you can live life to the fullest, all right? So let us know what you'd like us to comment on. Do us a favor and share this with your friends and family so that they can benefit from this and understand that A, a wart is not the end of the world, and B, it does not have to persist and be a problem for long term for you or someone you love, all right? We'll look forward to seeing you guys next week for the Wednesday Wellness Minutes, and we'll see, signing off. Bye-bye.